I used to be a teacher, and a student once raised her hand. I said, yes. And she said, like you, I'm obsessed by death. I just about fell down. It's true that maybe all poets, or many poets, do write about love and death. But somehow I thought I would have kept that a secret from my English composition students. And this is a poem about death. Dark necklace. When the darkness comes, I want to know who runs forward to help me. Who will move my body into the shade or say, no, she needs sun. She's so cold. I'm warned not to think of the soul too much, of what will be written there. The old writing moved left to right, then back again, returning right, moving steadily toward the left like an ox that plows sadly, deeply. I walk that backwards way, dragging black scarves, black belt. I'm known for my bitter fabulation. I want a necklace, gentle, human, a long dark necklace of scented hair. The ordinary destination. Few are ordinary. Those who remain live in small houses, 3 steps up to concrete stoops, screen doors from Sears. They have old couches, tables, children grown and gone. The ordinary man plans to outlive his dog. He's done it before, calling the township to pick up the body cold on the Trenton Times. This knowledge makes him kind. The dog obeys. She never thinks of death, yet will go gray, stiffen, make strange noises, smell, and meanwhile satisfy by quickly taking small and eager steps toward death. The ordinary man fears and loves the dark, walking at night, hearing the neighbors on their porches, smelling the damp weeds, knowing that this complete, deep, intoxicating breath could be the end of breathing, or that, as they always do, he and the dog could turn toward home, watch TV, sleep, and dream, turning and waking, breathing, both of them, through the night. As I said, I used to be a teacher, and this summer my friend Charles Holcomb, our friend, I have my husband and a friend here who also knew him, the summer he was dying of AIDS, I tried to set up an American Lit class that had no poems about love or death. I just can't, I mean, I was, you know, there was fiction in there too, and I was going through everything I could think of. That, you just can't get your class together that way. And so the day that in the break, it was a long class, and the day I picked up Charles's obituary. Well, I hope you don't know this, but when people are dying of AIDS, you think you're ready? Mm-hmm. You think you're ready. Let me tell you, you are never ready when somebody dies. So I picked up that obituary and I read that and I went into class, and I had trouble controlling myself. No, I was not ready. This poem is for Charles, and it mentions some things that are in a museum in Philadelphia where he lived. And among the things that are in that museum are the horses of Emperor Taijong. The day I took you to the hospital, I left the feral cat in the house. When I came home, she purred as she went into labor on my bed. I tumbled her out onto grass and later had her killed, or as good as, took her and the kittens to a shelter. They were too wild to find a home with anyone but me. The museum near where you lived, Charles, the horses of Emperor Taizong, the poems, to all 6, each inscribed on a stone panel. I like to think they will never disappear. The frill of toes, blackened cavity under a mummy's ribs, face that is still a face, are much as they always were. Get up and walk, I want to say. This one is also for Charles. Navigation for Charles, Jefferson Hospital. Then comes water so poor no ship can ride it. Seep of liquid down the march of surgeon's staples holding his carved body closed. Stars on their charts collide with each other. He thinks of a line in Shakespeare he never fully understood. The day is warm, the sea compelling. Fire glows on the tips of masts, bright in the downpour, clicking, hissing. He sails on all the ships, endeavor, adventure, discovery, resolution. Silver water darkens as he nears it, blue so close to gray it might as well be stone. Night closes a lid. Then comes rough sailing in shoal water. He turns his face toward the wind. That's beautiful. My next poem is titled Wake, and I have 2 ideas. Won't surprise you to hear. One is the wake that you may have been to when somebody dies, but the other is the wake that trails behind a boat as it moves through water. And I'm guessing some of you are poetry students who write poetry, am I right? Some of you write, okay. So I'll just give you a tip on where this poem came from. We all have, or at least I have, a lot of failed poems, and what I did was to reverse it. I said no. So instead of death wears clothes, I wrote death won't wear clothes. So you just take your sort of failed poem and then just say no to everything in it. See how that goes for you. Wake. Death won't wear clothes, won't toss through a closet looking for shoes. After you die, you are sewn and mended. You no longer sit and stand, gaudy automaton, no longer brave the steps. Flocks of birds don't fly from your lips, then fall as torn paper, as rice storms for brides. Columns of air that rise in the heat can't lift you and drop you. No visible track of turbulence licks through the waves behind you. Pain has nothing to teach you. Yes and no fill all your cavities, equally true, equally over.